Hello, welcome to Acoustic Spotlight, the program that profiles acoustic performers. I'm your host, Rich Pietrzak. Today's spotlight falls on a young singer-songwriter from Kissimmee, Florida, Ryan Winford.
Decorate the hall for every holiday we'll never see. Don't forget the red and green. Smile and greet the friends you never thought you'd ever have. Stop and shake their hands before it's too late. You won't find yourself alone tonight. Drink up all you can, exchange your wisdom with your fellow man. You can make him understand. You can't change the way that we've acted for 1,000 years, but the next 5 minutes might be saved, and you won't find yourself alone tonight. No, you won't find yourself alone tonight. Polish up the chrome that's on the rocket. There'll be nothing left to call home. Go explore the great unknown. But if your mission fails, don't think your efforts came to no avail. Your infectious hope will still prevail. Join the chorus of all lang syne. You can still have love. Who cares if you reach the stars above? 'Cause you won't find yourself alone tonight. No, you won't find yourself alone tonight. Well, I know we shouldn't even be here, but it's never too late to make a change. We'll put aside your petty differences. Of earth we're citizens. In the end we're all the same. La 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 la
The new UCF College of Medicine will help Florida get all the doctors it needs. But until then, be extra careful. UCF stands for opportunity.
Welcome back to Acoustic Spotlight. I'm here with Ryan Winford. Hey Ryan.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. I really enjoyed that first song that you did there. you've got some really powerful guitar playing and some powerful vocals to go along with that.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about the tune?
Well, it sort of started out, my friend and I were filmmakers, and we had like a movie idea for like this song about kind of like what would happen if the end of the world came about and everybody knew about it. So like I just imagine like this big party, right, at the house with just people of all walks of life, all races, all colors, everything, just sort of hanging out together and sharing stories and everything, just because, you know, they're all gonna die, you know. What does it matter? So I figured, you know, I write a song about it, and like there's one part in there where I'm talking about a guy that's like building a rocket, because I kind of wanted to have that in the movie. So I just like, you know, forget the rocket, forget trying to, you know, you can go off into the stars, or you could be with everybody else, you know, be alone up in the stars, or be on Earth where everything goes. So it's kind of a, I don't know, sort of a somber but celebration, really, and that's why I called it End of the World Celebration. So.
Well, that's pretty. That's a novel idea. Did the movie ever get made? Did you say? Or?
No, it never panned out. We're probably going to work on it someday. It's still in progress. Hey, nobody steal it.
Do you write songs yourself, or do you write with other people?
I mostly write by myself, like just alone in my room, and I just sit down with the guitar, try to come up with something on the guitar first. But like a lot of times, I'll use like other people's experiences if I run out, you know. Say my friend's got a girlfriend problem, I'll try to integrate that into a song, and it usually, you know, makes that person pretty happy, and it's very, I'm sure somebody else has had relationship problems, so people can relate to that.
Sure.
But I've recently sort of done a little bit of songwriting with a couple of friends, you know, just sitting down. It's different when you're with somebody else, because their mode of thinking is just totally opposite of yours, and then like when we're writing together, you play off each other, and you try to come up with something totally different, so it kind of get a mix of styles.
Sure. Yeah, I imagine it adds a lot to the whole scope of it, to have another thought process
meld
definitely with
like
yours.
Something I might not have thought of, you know, he or she will think of, you know, and just comes together, you know.
Going back to your guitar playing, how long have you been playing?
I started when I was like 15 or 16, I can't remember now, but yeah, I was listening to a song on the radio, or a song on my CD player that I really liked, and I just heard like this finger picking guitar, and I was like, this is amazing, I gotta learn how to do it. So I pulled out the old dusty guitar. There's a 12 string with like a big hole in the back of it, and I could only put 6 strings on it, so actually, that's probably why I play so hard, because of the big hole in the back. The sound just went right out the back. but yeah, I kind of just said, I got to do that, you know, and it's a lot of fun, you know.
Do you remember who that was?
That was Lisa Loeb, actually.
Really?
Yeah, you know, remember her back in the day. You know, she had that one hit song in the '90s, but she has some really great songs, like just really emotional, sort of just intricate little finger-picking parts and things like. She's a phenomenal guitar player, and I think she's very much overlooked, you know, underrated.
Right.
But yeah, it's sort of made me want to learn how to do it. You know, I'm sure everybody's got some odd band or musician that just made them want to play.
Sure. Yeah. I know a lot of people may look at you and say, or listen to your style and think it not really lends itself to an acoustic style, a little bit different than like a folk singer that you think of.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of more of a emo-ish, rocky, pop, folk mix, I guess. But I have a lot of, you know, folky influences. Like I like Cat Stevens and Simon and Garfunkel, things like that, like old school stuff from the '70s. But I listen to a lot of like newer stuff too, like you know, like indie bands. And,
right.
And a lot of those indie bands will have a little bit of folk influence, or like, but they'll be rock, you know. And it's kind of hard to reproduce an entire rock song. Like I kind of hear it in my head, you know, what everything else is sort of supposed to sound like, but I'm like trying to play all of them in one, you know.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to match the band sound, but I figured, you know, I have a lot of fun with my acoustic. It just feels really comfortable for me, you know.
Good. Well, speaking of feeling comfortable, you feel comfortable enough to do a couple more songs?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, well, let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll hear some more from Ryan Winford.
You had a dream last night that would break down on the way it was the truth. And it ruined our day, what inability, no St. Augustine. Someday we'll get there, plan another affair, leave our pain at home. Too tired to follow through, no, not today, maybe tomorrow. Oh, what a day to drive, it never seems to turn out like we want. But we're still together, that's all I really need, not St. Augustine. Someday we'll get there, plan another affair, leave our pain at home. Too tired to follow through, no, not today, maybe tomorrow. Someday we'll get there, plan another affair, leave our pain at home. Too tired to follow through, no, not today, maybe tomorrow. Someday we'll get there, to some other place where it won't feel like we're still at home. Too tired to follow the sun, it'll close the day, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Watching her perform, watching him not paying attention, far from the norm. To be the fifth wheel, never my intention. So what? Do I care? Tiny shade of green washes over me. I don't have everything she needs. I like the way she smiles as she comprehends my every word, and I like the way she moves with the grace of a flowing river that just knows its way to my every thought. What can I say? She's inspirational. watching you perform. You know I'm paying attention. Our eyes meet in secret, but our bodies never move. Guess it's just too soon.
So in 1975, the United States ranked 3rd in the world in the percentage of... Must be the new guy. Guess you can say I was with you guys the whole time. New guy.
UCF and the Central Florida Research Park have helped create 41,000 jobs and contributed about $3.3 billion to the regional economy.
3, and that's only... New girl.
So if it seems like your company's growing, it probably is. UCF stands for opportunity.
We're back with Ryan Winford on Acoustic Spotlight. Well, you really slowed the tempo down on that cut, the second one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really nice finger-picking style song.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Is that something recently you've written?
It is something fairly new for me. It's like I've been trying to work out my brain function to play like more intricate acoustic stuff while I'm singing. So it's kind of difficult at times. But yeah, it's something sort of that I'm experimenting with, trying something different, you know, instead of just the strumming the chords, which I mostly do, you know.
Right. Have you been listening to any fingerstyle guitars in particular? Or?
Been listening to, actually, there's a band called Rilo Kiley that they have a large mix of stuff, and like they have a couple songs. There was one that reminded me totally of like Jim Croce type song, you know, and it's like, yeah, it's very inspirational to listen to the newer bands and just get a feel from all different kinds of music, you know.
Do you ever listen to any of the older acoustic performers, like you mentioned Croce, people like that?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Jim
Arlo
Croce.
Guthrie.
Oh, yeah, Arlo Guthrie. I mean, I've heard a little bit of his stuff. I'm more, I guess, yeah, more of a Cat Stevens kind of guy. You know, like really big sound. You know, really kind of poppy. You know, a little bit. But I really like Simon and Garfunkel, Paul Simon. You know, he's just an amazing finger picker. You know, and it's just really. It's really inspirational as well. So
yeah, and a lot of people probably don't think of him that way. You know, they may think of him more as just the the harmonies,
African
and the songwriting.
Well,
right, yeah, the world beat things that he's done recently. But even the Simon and Garfunkel, I don't know if a lot of people
identify. I say I got the box set one year, so like my favorites like the first couple albums they put out, like that EP, and they have another like with Sound of Silence era. And like he's got some really great tunes that just, you know, I don't know, like really, really folky, definitely, like with the sort of chorus and then like a refrain, you know, it's like a verse and then a refrain instead of a chorus, right. So it's something different. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the songs before that you had done, I have a CD here. This is your latest. We'll take a look at that one, and. The material that you did today, did it come from this CD?
The one song I did, St. Augustine, is on that CD. All the other stuff is new material. I've been working on doing some home recording, getting another CD out by the end of the year. St. Augustine was probably the only one that I really identify with, you know. As far as newer stuff, just one of those songs that stays with you, even through like all the new material. So I just feel like I have to play that at all my shows, you know.
Right. That's a great tune. Yeah. I guess you have a website.
I do.
Right? And it's RyanWinford.com.
Yep.
www.ryanwinford.com. And when you start to get out and doing some more shows, will you have those?
Yeah, definitely have that posted on the website. The CD that I have currently, Too Delicate to Be Thrown, is available on the website, RyanWinford.com, and you should be able to get it there. Or actually at Park Avenue CDs has a copy or two, if you wanted one immediately, if you didn't want me to ship one to you. So.
Well, we have time for one more number. Would you mind giving us another go?
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Well, it's been great talking to you.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right. Good to see you. And we'll be back shortly with Ryan and that song you're going to do.
Yeah, that's it's called "Light at the End of the Hall," and it's sort of like one of those songs that you're feeling really down, and it's sort of written to myself. I'm singing at myself, just like it's your own life. I had kind of a bad experience with a girlfriend, but it's your own life. You got to do what makes you happy, and just sort of like yelling at myself for just like laying down and taking it, So
Sounds good. All right, we'll hear it in a moment. Thanks. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks to Ryan Winford for coming down, and thanks to you for tuning in. Ryan's going to take us out now with his song, Light at the End of the Hall. We'll see you next time.
It's your own life. You gotta do what makes you happy. 'Cause life is too short. I'm almost 23, and I'm not sure where I wanna be. There's always time to suffer when you're on your deathbed singing, I'm ready for this ride. Oh, I'm not ready yet. Well, I'll sing it all again. I know I've made some mistakes in my life, but I am sure if I open the door, I will see the light shining at the end of the hall, where there was nothing at all. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Forget all this pressure. Yours is a mountain high. It's gotten hard to measure. You're losing balance now. I can't always catch you when you fall down. Tighten up your stomach when you're at the carnival singing, I'm ready for this ride. Oh, I'm not ready yet. Well, just hold on to me, friend. I know I've made some mistakes in my life, but I am sure if I open the door, I will see the light shining at the end of the hall, where there was nothing at all. La da da, la da da da. It's your own life. You gotta do what makes you happy. 'Cause life is too short. I'm almost 23, and I'm not sure where I wanna be. I know I've made some mistakes in my life, but I am sure if I open the door, I will see the light shining at the end of the hall, where there was nothing at all. Though I've made some mistakes in my life, but I am sure if I open the door, I will see the light. Oh, I'm so proud that you open your mouths and let your words collide. Even though you know that it's a rocky road to go with what you decide. And now there's light at the end of the hall, where there was nothing at all. Yeah, there was nothing at all.